Alright, hello everybody, Skyrain here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. Alright, in this one, let's first cover a couple things. We're going to be talking about the Battle Pass, but mostly what we get in the Battle Pass itself. And there was a question asked, couple comments a while back about how do I get my Hilts in game. So I'm going to cover that one, because this all ties together. All ties together very, very nicely. So as you can see, first, let's get this out of the way. The first thing though, very first thing, not to start out on a sour note, but it does bear showing the fact here. In the Empowered Battle Pass, not the free section, but the Empowered Battle Pass on the bottom half here, okay? There used to be, around where these legendary crests are, there used to be, I do believe, the Telluric Pearl as an option to choose from. I think it was like a half cross image here, and I think you can pick one or the other. Okay, that happens, I think, twice in the run here, all the way to the 40. Here's the other one right here. I think that was where the other Telluric Pearl was, and then it goes all the way to the end. And then, of course, you have this image here, which is kind of what that would have been like. And you get the idea. And then all the way to 40. So that would have been at least 2 Telluric Pearls that people are going to be missing out on in the Empowered Battle Pass now, since this new one has arrived. Why did they do that? Well, I guess they probably didn't want us to double dip. And people might have been able to do that in the last monthly event center that we had. I'm not entirely sure. You can let me know in the comments down below, compare notes with each other, that kind of thing. It might have happened already, and so then they realized, oh, we can't have that. So they'll catch that stuff whenever they go and design things, but they won't go and do a better job of balancing. Anyway, yeah, but here is where they are now. They put the Telluric Pearls, as you can see, I'm approaching it here. There's one right there, and there is also another one over here. But the funny thing is, we technically have to work, I guess, twice as hard, because not only, well, we're still only getting the Telluric Pearls now through this method, as opposed to the Empowered Battle Pass. So yeah, instead of just playing the game per usual and getting them that way, now we have to go and do these tasks as they stand, by still somewhat semi-playing the game per usual, but it takes a little bit more effort now to get them through this means. So I did find that a little kind of, that's probably gonna upset some people, and rightfully so. Don't get me wrong there. I'm all for it. I agree with that wholeheartedly too. But it is what it is, and that's what it's interesting how they make these design choices when they can do better things with other things that we've been just constantly screaming to them about. But whatever. Anyway, back to the topic of Hilts. Finally getting into it. Sorry, here we go. All right. How do I get my Hilts to the extent that I do? Let me go ahead and show you the Hilt Trader really quickly where I'm at currently.
Have you? Well,
I'm at 30K.
Right,
well, maybe not 30. Oh, yeah, I'm actually at 30,000 even. That is very, very interesting. That's the 30,000 flat. That's kind of cool, because most times you see that number in the corner and it's never like exact, but in this case it is. So anyway, how did I get that? Now let's get this out of the way right now so there's no confusion. I don't get that much in 1 week. There's no way. If that was the case, I would be getting everything and then some from the Hilt Trader, bar none. But that is not the case. That is kind of an accumulation over the course of time in various avenues. Okay, so first, here we go. Battle Pass. The Battle Pass, just by playing the game, is a huge, huge factor, and the vast majority and the chunk and the bulk of the Hilts that you will acquire. Okay, so as you're doing this, as you can see, we got the 150 there, 150, 150, 150, 150, 500. Okay, and 150, 500. You get the idea here, right? 150, 150, 500, 150, 150, 150, 150, all the way 500 again. And that's only at halfway. That's only at 20, all right? So, you know, as you're playing the game, doing the Battle Pass, claiming these things, you are getting your Hilts. Now, once you get all the way to the 40 mark, however, after that, Whenever you fill this progress bar with your battle pass points across the top, once you've already gotten your 40th chest claim here, you will then in turn get the Gift of Renown, which will give you 100 hilts per claim. So this adds up. The last battle pass, when it ended, I was at about 81, I think it was. 81 rank, not four, you know, so doubled the battle pass for the most part, more or less, and I got 100 per claim. So that adds up greatly. I could have some more hilts right now, even if I so choose, but I'm saving my claims now until the following reset for the biggest XP gain boost at the start on Monday, because, well, I'm at the deficit. So that's why I'm waiting to claim those. Or else I would be further along in the battle pass myself, and I would continue to get more of these rewards across the top here. All right? Free to play. Yep. So that is the biggest chunk of where you will get your hilts from, is the battle pass and claiming them in the ways that I do. Now also, the way that I work this is, when it comes to the hilt trader, I'm very, very selective of what I get. Now granted, here we go. First and foremost, the legendary crest, 1600 legendary crest, but it's a monthly, so that none of us should be able to, you know, shouldn't even bat an eye at this one. This should be an easy purchase. It saves you from using platinum, which I don't even get that one anymore with. I just do it through this one instead and call it good. Telluric pearls per week, I always get that one, obviously, because of how long they take to acquire. The rare crests, I buy all these up and I use them at the Elder Rift for party runs and party dust, and the Telluric fragment gains. That's what I use the rare crests for. So I buy all those up per week. The normal gems, since these add up very, very fast, and they will burn through your hilts very, very quickly for meager 10 normal gems. Granted, you're chipping away at gathering more by getting them through this, but they cost 2,000 hilts per week if you get for a meager 10 normal gems. So yeah, I'll get it whenever I can, as long as I'm staying over a certain threshold. Once I start to dip below 10,000, you know, get into about 7,000, whatever else, 7,000 hilts, I'm like, I gotta stop. And then I reaccumulate, and then I kind of do it every other week or so on the normal gems, that kind of thing. That's my mindset, mentality when it comes to how I use my hilts per week. Okay, and then of course, save up. So priorities would be the keys, and let's see, the rare crest, the Telluric pearl, and the legendary crest. And then if you have enough that you're comfortable with, get the normal gems too. That's what I do. And then every now and again, I'll look at the limited time and see what's in here, and mostly I'll just go for normal gems, but they're, you know, still pretty expensive for just one. But anyway, that's what I do there. Now, moving on to the next big bulk thing. The biggest next activity, aside from Battle Pass, and the other activity for getting hilts, of course, is Vault. Depending on which faction you're in, whether it be Immortals, which I think is 1,200 per week, and Shadows, you get the 350 per week. So this in itself is worth doing just for that alone. For your clan standing, of course, for Shadows or Immortals, this is kind of definitely is a requirement in some spaces. So depending on how active your clan is, so you definitely do want to partake in this. For low levels, I know it's a little rough at times for these kind of things and hard to find parties, but bear with it. If you can, try to run with similar levels to you, if possible, that is. And if not, you know, try to just run it and get out before you get to the 4th floor, claiming the chests along the way, because you can get hilts in those as well. But the idea here, of course, is to get your weekly cap in. Once you do, however, you're not getting any more. Once you claim all these chests for each week, and then once you get your maximized amount of hilts, then you're not going to get any more. So you can choose to still run it with your friends if you want to, but honestly, there's no point. There's no point at that point anymore. You do get a substantial amount of gold though in this activity, so if you're needing gold early game, this is one way to do it. So again, try to find people that are on your levels and do that plan there. So anyway, there's that, and that should pretty much cover the vast majority of how I acquire my hilts and what I do with them. Again, it's just kind of a min-maxing mentality of what do I want to get each week, and do I want to start saving up before I get too low. So, like I said, I usually get around to about the 7,000 hilt mark, and then I'm like, okay, I've burned too many. Let's start to reaccumulate and lay off to get in the normal gems, so I can still at least get the keys, the pearls, and the crests, the rare crests, and that kind of thing. So, anyway, until next time, everybody, stay safe out there in the real world. And far as always, take care of yourselves as best you can, one day at a time. That's all we can do. It's the best we can do. Until next time, see ya.